Hello there, and welcome to, me beating up other people in my task force. Let's not beat around the bush here. This is the lovely new feature that Supercell was kind enough to give us, which is basically kick the crap out of your friends. And it's fantastic, because I have been doing it for a good portion of the last 2 days. Just switching up different troop combos, trying different things out. They get the advantage of they can see how their defenses are being picked apart. I get the advantage of learning how to actually use troops that I don't normally use. Like, I don't know, say, Grenadiers. And I gotta say, it has been working fantastically. I've been obviously rolling with the Cryoneers because, well, they're new and I've got to see what's up. I have really only been using them. Apparently, the rifle, Zooka, and Cryoneer is supposed to be really good. Unfortunately, my rifles are still level 10 or 11-ish, so I've been rocking the Cryoneer, which is hookah with Cryoneer, and I'm trying to make that happen. I'm trying to make Cryoneer a thing. So by all means, if you're talking to your task force, please use Cryoneer. It's it's TM'd, but I'll share. I'm nice like that. Anyways, so I've basically been kind of going back and forth, picking on different people in the task force. The guys, some of them have been a little hilarious and have been boosting their blue statues just to make it more entertaining, but all around, it's been a lot of fun. And, has kind of started a little bit of rivalry between some people, let's just say, maybe. Not me. I'm not competitive at all. I'm anti-competition. Anyways, I also never shit talk. Just throwing that out there. That said, with the update and the cool new things that it has brought us, it has also brought us some really interesting side effects, we'll call them. So basically, in the task force, I guess depending on the task force you're in, some of them are maybe more adult in nature than others. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that, some people swear a little bit more than other people do. I have a habit of letting the F-bombs fly, and with the new update, they changed the profanity filter, I guess, and turned it on, and a lot of people have been complaining on the forums. I've been looking and seeing. The good news is, if you are one of the leaders of the task force and you really enjoy to swear, you can actually turn that off by going into the settings of the task force, and it's just a profanity filter. You can toggle it on and off, and then you can swear to your heart's content. That said, if you don't want your task force to swear, then I guess you've got to warn them that they're not going to be allowed to swear. What killed me, and the reason that our task force has it currently turned off, is because I literally was trying to say, oh, some guy killed some of my troops, and killed was being filtered as a profane word, which blew my mind considering the cartoonish violence of the game as a whole. But and then another one, when we were first testing things, I tried to use suicide because I was basically doing suicide run with warriors into a wall of defenses with no smoke and no shock and no care. The whole point was, will we lose our troops if we get wiped, blah, blah, blah. And that was tested fantastically, and I got my answer. It's just I wasn't allowed to say suicide run to the task force, which I thought was a little excessive. But hey, I understand there's all types playing the game, and everybody has their own limits as to what they consider fair language and whatnot. And having the option doesn't hurt anyone. If you like it, leave it on. If you don't, turn it off. And have a nice day. Anyways, moving on from the swear filter, also, in case you haven't heard, there is a very interesting resource-based bug floating around out there, And depending on what side of the coin you're on, this could either be really, really good or really, really bad. Basically what's happening is, especially, I don't know if it's affecting lower level people quite as much, but at the higher end gameplay, we can say, not necessarily end game, but more like upper middle, basically where I am, around the like 450, 500 VP mark. What's happening is, for some reason, the matchmaking on resource bases is getting completely messed up. And rather than just giving you a match, it's giving you the lowest base? I'd have to like double check this, but what it seems like is happening is, for example, say someone has a resource base that's level 46, and they're in the same VP bracket, you would have a higher chance of getting their resource base than, say, someone who had the exact same base but was a level 60. And I was kind of curious, so I was like, alright, I've got to test this. And I went through, and some of the resource bases that I didn't hold, I did a search, and sure enough, like, they went from barely having room to add more defensive structures to a level 52 sitting on my map, which blows my mind. Now, this is awesome for those of you who are looking at a bunch of bases that are not yours and just going, well, shit. This is bad for the people who have been hoarding all of these resource bases and holding on to them and, you know, basically going uncontested. Also, it sounds like if you're somewhere in between, if you start searching for new bases using, you know, like find new opponent, apparently that throws your resource bases into the mix, where you could be the victim of having some very high level person come in and be like, oh, this is a low level resource base, I'll take this for me, thank you very much. So be careful if you're looking for new opponents. Maybe do a little bit of research on the bugs and whatnot, just to get a really good idea of what exactly is happening here, because no one wants to start losing their hard-earned resource bases to some maxed out crazy person with, you know, 30,000 gunboat energy, and I don't know. But the point is, if you're looking to get rid of some impossible to beat opponents, now might be your time. Anyways, all of this and much, much more was brought to us with this last patch, which has been fantastic. I've been enjoying it, but I was enjoying Boom Beach before the patch also because I have also officially maxed out my last landing craft. So I now have level 20 landing crafts, all 8 of them, maxed out obviously for my level because I can't get to, I guess it would be HQ 21 until I finish this XP level, which is perfect timing as far as I'm concerned, because now all I've got to do is upgrade defenses to just kind of push through the XPs, and then I'll start my big massive push on remaxing out my landing crafts, which, from what I've seen, is not going to be pretty. It's going to be another nightmarish crawl. Anyways, hopefully this has been entertaining and useful information, and thank you very much for watching, and of course, as always, have yourselves a fantastic day.